Hi, my name is Beer, and let's start with the Deadly Tower of Monsters. The game treats itself as a 1970s movie. That is not a joke, that is the whole concept of the game. It is filled with classic themes such as the daughter versus tyrant father, the planet full of innocent ape creatures, the dashing space-age liberator, the robot companion, or the tower full of treacherous mutations. As developers say, a timeless classic for all ages. So in general, this is an action-adventure sci-fi comedy game with dynamic narration set in a retro-futuristic environment. You can play it alone or together with your friends or mother-in-law on a shared or split screen. Game has full controller support and, honestly, full support of your poverty, because the price is more than friendly. Journey to the Savage Planet. As the newest recruit of Kindred Aerospace, the fourth best interstellar space exploration company, your job is to find out if this planet is suitable for humans. Well, honestly, probably not. Not at all, but you don't know that yet, and yet, here you are. You can play it alone or with a friend. Of course, you probably don't have one, so alone it is. This game may look like it's made for kids, but it's not. It has references of alien drugs and some more adult themes I don't think I can talk about if I want to stay monetized. But people are saying that the game has really great humor, awesome design of animals and plants, and really fun tools to use. Although some of the players are complaining that the game gave them headaches, like real headaches, probably from oversaturated colors and lots of movement, so keep that in mind if you are a bit more sensitive person. Empyrion Galactic Survival. This is an open-world space sandbox survival adventure. Here you'll build powerful ships, mighty space stations, and vast planetary settlements. Follow your greed and explore, conquer, or exploit a variety of different planets and discover strangest mysteries. You will have to fight alien, human, and other biological hazards and survive in a hostile galaxy full of hidden dangers. You can play as a lonely potato or team up with your friends, build new friendships, create alliances, or make war to conquer the solar system. The title combines elements from space simulations, construction games, survival games, and various shooters. About 80% of the reviews on Steam are positive. People say that the gameplay is way better than it looks, and that is always a good sign. Although many players are bashing the difficulty level of the game, some enemies are overpowered and also the learning curve is pretty steep. Monument Valley. Here you'll embark on a journey as Ida, the silent princess, through impossible environments and illusionary puzzles. You will experience this meditative and calming puzzle game by manipulating monuments and creating evolving paths to explore new, surreal and mysterious worlds. So basically you will solve tricky but immensely satisfying puzzles with optical illusions at their core. Evolve landscapes to reveal pathways that would have otherwise been impossible. And as you progress, discover beautiful architecture, transforming landscapes through pushing, pulling, clicking, raising, lowering, and more. 98% of positive reviews is not a thing you can easily ignore, so don't! ABZU. From the art director of Journey, ABZU is a beautiful underwater adventure that evokes the dream of diving. You'll immerse yourself in a vibrant hidden world, bursting with color and life as you descend into the heart of the ocean. But beware, as you swim deeper you will confront the dangers lurking in the depths. Nah, I'm kidding, you can't actually die here and you have no fighting skills as well. This game is pure adventure, a real member of the walking simulator family. Well, swimming simulator I guess. So if you play Journey, you probably will like ABZU as well. This is a great game, you have my sincere recommendations. Although keep in mind that this game is just like your ding dong.
Very short.
Subnautica. For me it took about 2 actual years to get all the equipment I needed for exploring. I can only imagine that some kid can do that in a day or so, but that's not the way for me. I got bored really quickly every time I turned the game on. But that boredom was eradicated one day when I found some really interesting things deep below that, you know, I couldn't reach. So I finally understood why this game was so hard to play for me. It gave me no motivation to proceed. And then when I finally found one, Subnautica transformed into a beautiful world, so addicting that in a week I spent more time here than in the past 2 years, and I continue to do that for weeks to come. So for all the new players, just carry on with that boring part and you will be rewarded. I can without a doubt say that this game is 10 coldest beers out of 10. You have all my recommendations. Although keep in mind that even if it looks so colorful and pretty, it has a lot of horror elements and is not meant for kids. Singularity. Here you'll be a witness of so-called Singularity event that fractured time and threatened the world as we know it. Some say it was the day when everyone forgot the potato salad recipe that bent time and space. A real apocalypse happened. So here, armed with powerful advanced weaponry and the experimental time manipulation device, you'll fight enemies from the past, the present and the abominations caught in somewhere in between. With the help of this magical device, you will age enemies to dust in seconds, manipulate objects outside the laws of gravity and degrade things or renew them to their pristine form. You will be a real time bender here.
I control time and space.
Yeah, like that. Potion Craft Alchemist Simulator. This is a really unique and satisfying game. Here you will learn how to make various potions, from rat poison to love elixir, which you can later give to your mother-in-law so she would love you more than her actual daughter.
What a devious plan this is.
Also here you can buy various ingredients from traveling merchants or grow them by yourself in your medieval garden. Game has about 90% of positive reviews for a reason. People on Steam are saying that Potion Craft is a really relaxing chill game without many restraints, like time that runs out. No, nothing like that here. Really simple yet thoughtful game. Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. These games were pinnacles of the RTS genre about 25 years ago, and now they are both fully remastered in 4K. That sounds amazing and plays floppy disks of nostalgia in my brain. In this release you will find all 3 expansion packs, rebuilt multiplayer, a modernized UI, map editor, and over 7 hours of legendary remastered music by Frank Klepacki. If you are old enough to play these games when they were initially released, this is the best way to relive these days with way better graphics. Here you'll find many cool things, like upscaled cinematic footage, enhanced sidebar UI, leaderboards for one-on-one matches, replays, 250 multiplayer maps, and even official mod support. But if you actually want a modern RTS game with all the cool stuff, these remastered games will not satisfy your needs. Go and play StarCraft 2 instead. It's free and it's awesome. Black Skylands. This is a steampunk experience that combines elements of open world, sandbox, top-down shooter and action-adventure games. Here you'll become a skilled and valiant young sky marshal, fighting to protect your people from the invading bad guys. You will take command of your own airship and embark on a journey through a world of boundless skies. Gather resources to craft powerful weapons, upgrade your ship to new heights, unearth ancient secrets and engage in beautiful battles. When I played the alpha or demo version of this game a few years ago, I was really impressed by the style of the game. It surely draws inspiration from Hayao Miyazaki and his creations. Also, do yourself a favor and prepare for yourself some Abney Park, Steam-Powered Giraffe and other soundtracks from steampunk bands. This way you can truly elevate your experience with Black Skylands, that's for sure. Control Ultimate Edition. A corruptive presence has invaded the Federal Bureau of Control, and only you have the power to stop it. The world around you is now your weapon in an epic fight to annihilate an ominous enemy across the deep and unpredictable environments. Containment has failed, humanity is at stake, so it's time to kick some paranormal ass. SCP vibes are really strong here. To be fair, this game feels like you are in a dream all the time. Well, nightmare to be exact, because everything is changing all the time and not for good. The game is not scary, but it's ominous, that's for sure. People on Steam are saying that the story is very good, the game itself is out of the ordinary and it has some really cool puzzles to solve. So a bit of everything for everyone. Tales of Neon Sea. This is a retro-style pixel-art adventure set in a cyberpunk cityscape where you will encounter numerous items to investigate, curious Easter eggs, and a whole cast of interactive NPCs. You must analyze every detail and discover the truth that lurks behind the heavy mist. You take on the role of a veteran cop turned hard-boiled detective and investigate crime in a future cyberpunk world where the magnificent Sky City blocks the sun, but the neon lights never go out. People on Steam are saying that this is a nice, relaxing game of gathering clues, filled with cute characters and pets, great visuals and nice music with the heavy Blade Runner influence. Some puzzles are kinda tricky and will demand a lot of your brain power. Be sure you have it before playing. Keplerth. In this 2D sandbox RPG, you will try to survive on a hostile alien planet, where you can choose to live alone or fight side by side with your friends in the online multiplayer mode. Here your fate is in your hands. With randomly generated maps and dungeons, you can experience something new every time you play. Discover a rich biosphere, unlimited resources, and all sorts of hidden catastrophes just waiting to arise. Build an elaborate home on the surface, or explore the dangers that lay beneath the ground. Fight against enemies from different factions, take on dungeons missions with your imaginary friends and leave your mark on this mysterious world. Dudes and dudettes on Steam are saying that this game will give you about 25 hours of gameplay, and for this price it's a great deal. World War Z. Humanity is on the brink of extinction. From the Americas to Europe, the undead apocalypse continues to spread uncontrollably, and as the inevitable end looms, a hardened few band together to defeat the horde and outlive the dead. So basically all you have to do is to find a lot of canned food and wait for a month or so for every zombie to rot. But no, this is not what you will do, because otherwise this would be a very boring, lame food tasting game with, survival elements, because, not every canned food is survivable. This game is nothing like that. World War Z is a co-op third-person shooter for up to 4 players, featuring swarms of hundreds of zombies. Based on a famous movie with Brad Pitt, the game focuses on fast-paced gameplay while exploring new storylines from all around the world. If you like zombies and shooting, keep in mind that the game has very positive reviews and it's probably a good match for you. My Time at Portia. This is a fun and relaxing RPG, a great open-world game with an incredible amount of stuff to do. It is similar to Stardew Valley, but has more depth in it, literally because it is in 3D and figuratively because it is bigger in general. And this is the best game if you just want to relax. Here you arrive in a weird post-apocalyptic new town named Portia to inherit your father's old building workshop and spend your time restoring it to its former glory. It's definitely not a game for a serious RPG lover, but sometimes it's just good to relax, catch some alpacas, build some experimental devices, and even go to a dungeon to fight giant rats. Definitely a game for the whole family. Ghostrunner 2. In the second part of this legendary game, you will adventure through a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk future. It takes place after the fall of the Keymaster, a tyrant who ruled over Dharma Tower, which is the last refuge of mankind. Now you have to take on the violent AI cult that has assembled outside the tower and shaped the future of humanity. Their only demand is that humanity should put pineapple in every bowl of potato salad.
Blasphemy!
An absolute heresy, so you should eradicate this cult once and for all. So here you'll find new katana combat mechanics, a deeper exploration of the world beyond Dharma Tower, non-linear levels with complex motorbike sections, new modes, and all the action you loved about the first part of the game. Plus, boss fights are more interactive, giving you freedom to choose how to survive battles against the toughest opponents. The review score is very positive, and everyone is praising great voice acting, intriguing story, and saying that if you like the first part, there is no way that you won't like the second as well. Risk of Rain 2. Everyone who played Risk of Rain 2 can agree on one thing: it plays way better than it looks, meaning that everything you are seeing now to you looks like a graphic gibberish of some sort, but if you take control of the hero, everything changes immediately. The game has 96% of positive reviews left by hundreds of thousands of players who bought the game. You can't argue with that. So here you'll fight your way to the final boss and escape, or continue your run indefinitely to see how long you can survive. A unique scaling system means that both you and your foes limitlessly increase in power over the course of the game. People on Steam are talking that Risk of Rain 2 is a bit unfriendly for new players. It will take time for you to adapt, so be prepared for that. It won't guide you by your hand or penis. Chivalry 2. When years ago I tried the first part of the game, I liked it so much that I played it for several hours non-stop. I had great internet, so anyone with slower connection died from my swings like bleeding pigs just because of the lag in their pathetic homes. I felt like a combat god, but that only lasted until some averagely talented players with good internet speed connected to my server, and, I started to die a lot. That I didn't like. I have a similar story with Chivalry 2, but somehow this part was easier for me to learn and I had tons of fun. So here you'll try to dominate massive 64-player battlefields. Catapults tear the earth apart as you lay siege to castles, set fire to villages, and slaughter filthy peasants in the glory of team objective maps. Also, a fully featured mounted combat system will make you feel like a true knight, and that includes the ability to trample your foes, land devastating front and rear horse kicks, unhorse your opponent with a lance, and engage in a deep melee combat with grounded or mounted opponents. The game has a very positive review score left by tens of thousands of players, so I think it's safe for you to give it a try. Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. In this high fantasy world, you will discover the long-forgotten secrets, interesting battle encounters, interconnected maps full of places to explore, and an immersive story where every choice matters. The game is really fun if you like light Souls-like battles and can enjoy a bit of cartoony graphics, but not everything is nice. Game has no map, like at all, so you will have to remember all the places in your head. That of course creates another level of immersiveness because you will have to use your actual navigational senses you usually never use in games. But do we actually want that? I don't think so. Anyway, if you decide to obtain it, the game will take about 30 hours from your boring life. Dome Keeper. The discount is not very high, but the game is very affordable anyway. People behind the project are not greedy. Dome Keeper has about 90% of positive reviews, so it is obviously a hidden gem you may want to try. Well, a nice polished rock at least. This is a roguelike survival miner where you will defend your dome from wave after wave of monsters. You will use the time between each attack to dig beneath the surface and search of valuable resources and artifacts, and use them carefully to choose powerful upgrades and bonuses. People on Steam are talking that the game is very polished, rich and imaginative. It's all you need for your free time. Well, this and potato salad. Lost in Random. This is a gothic fairy tale inspired action adventure where every citizen's fate is determined by a roll of the dice. That may sound as a very random thing, and believe you me, it is, but around 90% of positive reviews are here for a reason. So you will step into a beautiful and haunted wonderland where you must venture through the 6 twisted realms of random, each with its own maddening set of rules. Help its unpredictable inhabitants, save your sister, well, or mine, I don't mind, and discover a twisted tale in the process. Basically, if you enjoy Tim Burton's creations, this game may be a real spoon of potato salad for you, because it definitely draws inspiration from Burton's works. The game has an interesting story with motivational moments you can relate to, nice humor but a bit clunky combat, and it's really short. Also, people on Steam are warning players that if you complete a chapter, you can't go back to it ever again. So if you are hunting for achievements, do it in the first try. Golf Club Nostalgia. Here the rich fled to Mars, but sometimes they venture back to a desolate Earth for a round of golf. Each hole in the wasteland offers its own little story and possible puzzle to sink the perfect shot. You will play through destroyed brutalist monuments, crumbling shopping malls, and abandoned museums with neon signs. The game has a great soundtrack as well as personal stories broadcasted on Radio Nostalgia from Mars. The station caters to citizens of Mars as they dial in to share their memories of Earth. A smooth-voiced radio DJ keeps the show flowing with updates and announcements, hinting at a not-so-glamorous life on Mars. This is a unique and beautiful game really worthy of your attention. Slime Rancher. Last time I checked, it held 18th place among the best games on Steam. Yeah, it is ranked higher than Counter-Strike, Half-Life 2, Dishonored or Fallout New Vegas.
Incredibile.
So this is a charming first-person sandbox experience. You will play a plucky young rancher who sets out for a life 1,000 light years away from Earth. Each day will present new challenges and risky opportunities as you attempt to amass a great fortune in the business of slime ranching. Collect colorful slimes, grow crops, harvest resources, and explore the untamed wilds. Also, here you can complete daily requests from other ranchers to get bonus rewards. Earn money to upgrade your stuff, build more corals, and expand your ranch. This is a relaxing and fun game, very suitable after a hard work day or as a casual time burner when you have nothing else to do. Well, in that case, you can go and make delicious potato salad instead. Void Crew. It's still in early access, but already has more than 90% of positive reviews on Steam, and lets you explore the universe along with your buddies or, you know, your mother-in-law. Nobody loves you more, and you know it. Here you will pilot the ship, man the turrets, perform emergency repairs, recharge the power cells, utilize space station weaponry, fabricate munitions, and exit the ship on extravehicular missions, be it patching the ship's hull or scavenging derelict wrecks. People on Steam are saying that this game will break your friendships, but you know, it's worth it. You will find new friends. World is full of friends, not yours though. The Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings Enhanced Edition. Everyone knows, and most of us have played the third Witcher, but just a few of us have tried previous parts. Well, I played all of them and I can share my quick insights about part 2. So if you are wondering should you play Assassin of Kings, there is some major guidance for you. If you like the third Witcher because of the open world and fluid combat, you won't find anything similar here. The world is segmented, some areas are more open, some are straight linear, and combat is way less satisfying, although it is decent enough to not make you rage all the time. It is an older game released at the same time as Skyrim, but just with a fraction of that budget. But if you like Third Witcher because of the story, writing, humor and deeply developed characters, then yes, the second part can offer a similar experience. I would give the overall scenario 10 cold beers out of 10. I can absolutely recommend it. Also, the game has boobs in it. On Steam, Assassin of Kings has 90% of positive reviews, left by tens of thousands of people. Basically, this game was the moneymaker that helped CD Projekt create a much bigger third part, which is also heavily discounted. Red Dead Redemption 2. Welcome to America, 1899. Here you are, an outlaw on the run. You and your gang will have to rob, steal and fight your way to survive. You'll travel across a beautiful country and occasionally some people will ask for help and you can just politely decline. Or not, it's up to you. The game itself feels like an interactive cinematic film. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a beautiful emotional roller coaster. The story will leave you wondering if there is a pill you can drink to forget it so you could experience the game once again. And most importantly, your horse's testicles will shrink when it's cold.
Most importantly?
Yes, most importantly. And now, thank you for watching, and don't forget that in my channel you can find hundreds of videos like that with new ones released almost every day. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.